the physical and spirit, they are a team. Spirit is also in love with the body and is working on a way to bring the body with it when it travels to other worlds and dimensions. I write about this in one of my favorite poems that I wrote called A Love Story. Come 2012, we will have balance with the body and the spirit. Both parts will understand each other as the spirit is here, also trying to learn about the physical and how to maintain it in a harmonious way. It will no longer be just spiritual, astral bodies witnessing these other worlds, with body, physical, being brought along. That would mean that teleportation will be perfectly normal and natural. Another thing that will be perfectly normal will be other paranormal abilities. I came across this really cool book from a guy of the National Geographic team. The book is called Supernature: The Unseen Powers of Animals by John Downer. And it talks about how all animals have paranormal abilities, but in the animal world it is perfectly normal. The cover of the book has a Jesus lizard walking or running across water. As I was going through this book, my guides chimed in and said that animals mirror what we can do, that they have not forgotten about their connection to the other realms of consciousness and who they are. It is not just the animals that are mirroring our abilities, but also technology. To me, technology is something like training wheels, so that we can do all of it on our own. Everything that technology does, so can we. We use cell phones now, even though we are telepathic, but we do not believe nor trust in ourselves to do this. Now, cell phones are becoming harmful as there is only so much time you will need training wheels for. I myself do not have a cell phone. I might be the only chick that does not have one. These cell phones are becoming so multi-purpose, I am waiting for them to be able to cut or grate cheese before I will even consider getting one. There is the internet, which is a very primitive version of the Akashic record. Internet or neuronetting, the linking up of the many minds. The more people I am speaking to who have contacted all seem to be getting the same thing, as this makes me wonder, do I really need to write a book? Soon everyone in the world will be speaking about these things, not to mention babies born with the insight of the collective intact, free from the amnesia veil. Then there is the CT scan machine, or the CAT scan machine, that all hospitals use. Now there are lots of mystics and shamans and star children, etc., who can see inside the body and know what is going on and what needs to be done. So then, this being the case, what about the HAARP project? Is this what it was this machine that was able to create the earthquake that hit China not too long ago because they would not comply with the Illuminati's agenda. If this machine can do that, what does that tell you? I'm not saying that it was the Americans that did that to China, but a select global elite, not one country over the other. We are very much under the flames to step into our power. Sorry guys, it's getting really late. We are very much under the flames to step into our power. If we are the ones creating these natural disasters, then we can also prevent them. My guides say the shift does not have to be as extreme as we think. We do have the ability to take an 8.7 quake to a 2.2. Can you imagine us doing that? In fact, when I was 19 and my psychic friends and I were so in tune with the earth that we picked up that Mount Shasta was going to erupt. We pinpointed the exact time and date and we all meditated on it, as well as when the time and date it was to happen. And when it came, there was this mass electrical storm, and we felt that the eruption was averted. Over the last 30 years, nuclear missile sites have been the location for many continual historic UFO sightings, such as that the Maelstrom AFB in the USA and the Rendlesham Forest Base in the UK. On each occasion, the nuclear missiles have been shut down by strong magnetic pulses when UFOs were observed above the missile silos. I think David Wilcock has talked about this. I am rather confident we will do this with the coming events. You are all the star children. You're here to do just that, to make the shift a smooth one and to jump the dark timelines. Okay, we do that again. To make the shift a smooth one and avert and jump the dark timelines. You all have the power. You are the boss of this, and you decide how this story will go. My guides told me that it was them influencing natural disasters so that we could forget about our petty dramas, our everyday life, our material things in a time when we are afraid of our neighbors. Suddenly we are helping each other. It is kind of sad and incredible thing that it takes some disaster to bring about our superhero abilities and selflessness, where a man will run into a fire to save a complete stranger, or a granny is able to pick up a car to save her grandson. It is necessary, though, that the worst scenarios bring these abilities. But is it necessary, though, that these worst scenarios bring these abilities about? Ask yourself, who are you, and what are you capable of? My favorite book of all time is the Anastasia Ringing Cedars. I've got the ringing cedar on. Here it is. Which to me feels like a crime not to read and share with your kids. It talks about prophecy and how dangerous it is, how it keeps us in this circle reality that we cannot get out of. What we visualize as our reality makes it so. Remember, humans are their own self-fulfilling prophecy. My, how we have been conned to believe in the end of the world and revelations, which means come to light of what is not known, not yet known. We have been conned to believe in the destruction and suffering of so many, or conned to believe in the concept of the devil, wormwood, and evil, because we do not have the balls to take the responsibility for our own mess. It makes me think of Homer Simpson when he caused a major mishap and said, "This is everyone's fault but mine." I have found that when one lies to themselves for such a long time, you even start to believe your own lies and forget what you really know. We are indeed in Judgment Day, where we judge everybody and everything, even ourselves, as we are the creators after all, and we are acting rather immature, while fragmented. What is interesting to me, though, is when these prophecies come to be, we say, "See, they are right. We better listen and find safe places." Yeah, they happen because we make it so. This is how a doctor can misdiagnose someone and say they have cancer when they don't, and cause the person to, and because the person believes that doctor, they think they know more about their own body than they do, they believe it, and the body develops cancer. This is also exactly how and why a psychic is always right, because we believe they have some power over us, and what they say makes it so. If the person does not believe, but the psychic's beliefs are stronger, then it still follows through to, "I told you, I am right, trust me." To avert these prophecies and visions, we have to create new ones, lovely ones of happy, healthy people, and a healthy, plush, lush, and pristine garden all over Earth. But visualizing is only the first step. What this will do, though, is filter and broadcast out to others throughout the world, who will then start to see the same thing and think it is some synchronicity. The next step is to become the change, become the peace, the love, the inner garden, and work on your own garden and your own family, who will be your fruit. All your power and insight of every religious figure becomes enlightened while out in nature. This is how animals connect. So how about us? How about we establish a relationship with the plants we grow and see around us? What about the animals? How is it possible that so few animals died during the tsunami? My friends, listen carefully to all that is around you when walking through this beautiful garden of a planet. If we connect back with nature and learn to listen to the folds of silence and humble our inner voice to listen and speak with a ladybug, you would learn that they know when a natural disaster is to hit, weeks before it does. Can you imagine that? We would have plenty of time to move all the people out of the city. Can you visualize this happening? Have you already seen it? I have. This is the reality I am steering towards.